Hi guys and welcome to the show. Today we're going to do our inaugural episode of Drunken Commentary. The show where we're going to review and critique a show, and as we go along I am going to get steadily more and more inebriated until my commentary stops making sense. Or at least we'll see what happens anyways. So for this series we're going to be looking at the show Umbrella Academy. A show which I have no idea what happens in. All I know about it is there's a guy named Five, and it's getting really popular on Netflix after they released season 2. But that's about it. So, I'm gonna throw it up, and I'm gonna watch the first 2 seasons, ideally all in one sitting. I might have to sleep at some point in the middle, but we should watch me get progressively drunker and drunker as we go along. Now, believe it or not, I'm actually sober right now. So my inability to speak is just my natural ability to speak. So let's get into the show and see where we get. What the hell? See kids, it's like what Mean Girls taught us. Don't have sex.
Don't have sex, because you will get pregnant and die.
It's not a very sanitary environment to have a baby in. 49 children. Feels like that's relevant. And he got 7. 7 times 7 is 49, so these numbers really seem to be relevant. Also, why did some random billionaire want a bunch of babies? Okay, why did the Monopoly man want a bunch of babies? Something like classical music backdrop to make you assume that like 5 people are gonna get murdered. Okay, so this guy appears to be living on the moon. Looks fun. This is my favorite character so far. He's got knives. That superpower is knives. Her superpower appears to be being really pretty. I've met a lot of girls with that power before. You know, I really feel like the show is trying to get me to care about this guy on the moon, but it just feels annoying that he's on the moon. Like, the plot's clearly on Earth, man. Go to what the plot is. So 1 is the guy on the moon, 2 is the guy with knives, 3 is the supermodel. Okay, this is 4, so we haven't seen 5 or 6, or 7. I'm assuming Ellen Page is one of them. That's surprising. I assumed that she would have like... Okay, so she is number 7. But still doesn't explain where 5 and 6 are. Oh, that's the Monopoly man. Oh, so that's going to start the plot. The Monopoly man dies, and so his kids have to go back home. There's only 6 people in that painting, too. Or 5 people in it now. So I think that's 5, because I think I've had that spoiled to me from memes. That 5 is like a kid. And he is not in that photo, I don't think. So I'm going to make the bold assumption at this point that since Ellen Page is the only actress or actor I recognize, she's probably the main character. Also, I think I saw in the beginning, it said under starring, it was just her. That was awkward. So Vanya apparently did something. I do like how they're starting the intrigue off the top. It's a good way to run a pilot. Just give the audience a bunch of questions that they won't answer for a long time. His body looks so, like, just disproportionate. He just has like a tiny head. We met Pogo. So I guess now they're layering on the question whether or not he died of natural causes. And I'm gonna make the bold assumption that he did not. Otherwise, I don't know why they'd make us wonder this. Impressive, she wrote a book. Is that a monkey? Okay, was not expecting that twist. Oh, so that's why it's not in the paint. I mean, he's clearly in season 2, so I believe you. As pretty as Allison is, like, Ellen Page is also extremely attractive, so... Oh god, it's a Sound of Music thing. Did I do the Alvita Saint song from Sound of Music? I forget. I thought it was Pogo. I take it that Luther is a little bit of a daddy's boy. I mean, he obviously still took something. I don't know how they could possibly not have realized that. They totally yada yada'd over how Luther got back to Earth. He just kind of was here. She made a wish and it came true. Huh. So I kind of assume that they all have some sort of power, but I have no idea what they can do. Except for it looks like Luther's superpower is being really, really big. So Klaus can talk to dead people. Allison makes wishes or something. And Luther's really big. Okay, cool. So I think we're gonna see what they can actually do. Oh, I love the music. I subscribe. Okay, that's a pretty awesome power. Yeah, that was clearly Luther. Oh, that's pretty cool too. So he can like do telekinesis, but maybe only with knives? I don't know. I take it that's 5. Holy fuck. Chip Allen of Exposition News, where we're just going to tell our audience exactly what they're looking at. So that's clearly Ellen Page. Vanya. I'm going to make a bold assumption right now and say that Vanya is not ordinary. Because, like, if 6 of them are superpowered, what are the odds that the 7th one isn't? And more importantly, when are we going to go back to the fact that there are 42 other ones he didn't appear to adopt? Is he trying to talk to his dead dad, but he can't because he's too wasted? He like has the power that Miles does from Lost, where he needs to be around their body, which is making me suspect that's not actually his body. A plus L. So I guess that means she used to date Luther. The fact that one of them has a superpower to like talk to dead people makes me feel like someone's probably gonna die. If that would make sense. Otherwise, his power would be kind of useless for this season. Is he trying to extinguish it? Oh shit, that's 5. Why does 5 not have a name? Clearly he's beat the 2020. It's the peanut butter and marshmallow sandwiches that Vanya was talking about. Oh, so that's what she did. So I take it that Ben is 6. Or was 6? Which if Klaus can talk to dead people, can you just talk to this guy? I guess it's been like 17 years. So. Is their mom a robot? I mean, she's obviously not their biological mother. And she hasn't aged, so. Because I feel like that recharge comment couldn't have just been anecdotal. Oh, so. They don't actually have names. I'm not a fan of Luther. It just seems too emotional. And I feel like the fact that he's called number 1 implies that he's supposed to be the leader. And he just seems way too emotional to be a leader. Okay, the thing I don't understand about Luther yet is the fact that he appears to be really strong from that like flashback that we saw. But he wasn't like a gorilla back then. So it seems like he doesn't need to be that big to be strong, but he is. I have questions. I mean, he didn't cheat well. If he was going to teleport, why not teleport all the way upstairs? Oh, they didn't give her one. See, but he's still monitoring her. So unless he's using her as a control or something, like she clearly, there's some reason why he's so focused on her. Also, what were those pills about? You know, the series came out in 2019 and they're still getting taxis instead of Ubers. That's just not cost effective. Man, these guys have some issues that could use a little bit of family therapy. Feels like not a single one of them is well adjusted, and I don't think the father dying part of it has anything to do with that. It just seemed very poorly adjusted. Holy crap, that guy's got gorilla arms. Like, look at that hair. Yep, called it. So far, I'm catching that this series has a lot of subtle hints of things, and we shouldn't just ignore any kind of offhand statements or choice expressions, because they probably all mean something. You feel like in that situation, one of them would have corrected her, and they're not there together, but I mean, this guy did choose to sit right beside the only other person in the venue. Alright, that guy's got a radar, and he's using it in a way that no one ever uses a radar. Oh, fuck. Considering how close Constantinople is to my last name, I gotta say, I do love this song. I like Five's powers. He kind of reminds me of Hero from Heroes if he was a complete dickhead. Oh. Assuming he's got a tracker or something. So I'm assuming Five is some sort of time fugitive. Oh, is that his dad? Doesn't feel like it though. Maybe it's a new character. Oh shit, that's number 6. I was wondering that, because it's like, if he can speak to dead people, why hasn't he seen Ben? But, guess he has. I really wish they hadn't killed off Ben, because his power seems really interesting. You can just like turn into Cthulhu and just destroy everyone with tentacles. Oh my god, it's gonna be the plot to Heroes. It's gonna be like in 2 weeks. Called it. I mean, approximately. Alright, that's the first episode, done and dusted. I have finished my 3rd drink. Still feel pretty sober. And so far, it does kind of feel like the show Heroes, if the show Heroes was a lot darker and a little bit more nihilistic. So, yeah, the usual Heroes plot introduction where we find out at the end of the first episode that the world is going to end and they need to come together and find a way to stop it. I wish they had the Isaac character from Heroes who can like paint the future, make it a little bit more comic booky. But so far, very interesting. It kind of really devalues the whole whether or not their dad was murdered mystery. The fact that the world's about to end, because that seems to kind of, you know, that should be the clear and present problem right now, not dealing with any interfamily politics or, you know, possible murders. That seems secondary. I'm sure it's all going to tie together though, so we'll see what we find out in episode 2 of Umbrella Academy. Alright, see you next time, guys.